You know the fucking vibes, man. Today on Lit City, guess who we got? You know what? I can't even say the word legend, but I'm gonna get into that. Why we can't say the word legend? We got Chaos up there. Make some fucking noise. Yeah. So if you've been sleeping under the rocks, or you might not know because you're not from Dade County, but if you're from Dade County, if you don't know who the fuck Chaos is, and you don't know who Grindmode is, you gotta go to your house. I'm not gonna say what I said on Instagram, but you know what? You gotta go to your house, go to Google and type in Grindmode. Grindmode was an epic situation that made Dade County hotter than whatever the fuck it is. But let's get straight into it. Section 8 sex symbol. That's what you call yourself, right?
That's one of them.
Section 8. You still running with that?
Yeah, man. That's forever.
What's the other ones?
It's a lot of them, man. I don't know. Section 8 sex symbol, Henrietta's son, Sister Kettle's grandson, Pressure King, Martin Luther Chaos. It's a bunch of them shits, man. There's probably about 100, man.
So obviously you from Dade County. Where in Dade you from?
Well, originally, I was actually born in upstate Poughkeepsie, New York. A lot of people don't know that, but, you know, I used to get into a lot of shit in my projects.
Right. I think all the greats are born in New York and then migrate to Florida.
It's the best of both worlds, man. So I got a little bit of the blizzard life and a whole lot of the hurricane life, and I live a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air type of life where I got into a lot of suspensions and fights and shit like that, and in that time frame, I was a Section 8 baby. That's where the Section 8 sex symbol came from. On welfare, my mama was on heroin, my daddy was on drugs, and they felt like it was best for me to get the fuck out of New York because I was always getting in trouble. So they was like, let's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air his ass, send him with his grandma to motherfucking Miami, let him get him some sunlight, cause this snow making this hard cold. So I came down here and I moved in on I was off of 50th Terrace first. So I was, the first thing that I did was I went to Morningside. I was around a whole bunch of Haitians. Yeah. And Miami, the first place I learned what a motherfucking Haitian was. Cause we ain't had no Haitians in my project. I tell everybody this Haitian, cause I'm from New York too. So. Right. I ain't know what no Haitian was. You know, it's so crazy. Like when I was in New York, I was around Puerto Ricans, Africans, and a whole bunch of Jamaicans and Trinidadians. That's what I learned from. I didn't have a what they call Yank upbringing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I was playing, soccer and shit like that when my other homeboy playing basketball. So I had an island upbringing. So when I moved to Miami, I was like, damn, when I got around Haitians, I was like, these Jamaicans talk different. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand patois, but I'm like, what the fuck? But then, it came out to be a wonderful thing because they were my best friends and I came in that Zopound era. So, the rest been history.
Shout out to the Zoes. Let's make some fucking noise for the Zoes.
Yeah. Saka fit.
So at one point did you end up in South Dade because you went to South Ridge, correct?
That's correct. I was in North Miami first. I went to Morningside, then I went to Charles I. Drew. I was good at drawing, and I was supposed to be down here for a little bit, and then I was supposed to go back to New York, but my father died. He was on drugs. Then they told me to chill a little bit more because I started getting in fights down here. Like, I always been a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with these hands. I don't need no pistol. But I moved to Miami. I had a little New York accent, so I had to bust niggas' ass down here because they were like, oh, he talk like he from... And then from going to Haitian schools like that, I was getting jumped on and fucked up then. So I had to learn how to fight a bunch of Haitians to the point Haitians put me down with them like, man, this nigga got hard. He ain't scared.
You can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, and I came in an era in which it wasn't popular to be no Haitian. It wasn't no bandanas then. It was like...
And it wasn't popular to be from New York, neither.
Listen,
when I moved down from New York, I moved down here in 2003, high school year. I didn't know Spanish. Obviously, I'm not black. I'm not Haitian. I'm not Cuban. Right. I'm not white, so I didn't fit in nowhere.
Damn.
It was fucking lost. So shout out to D-Talk. I created my own crew, like Method Man said, went all out.
Right.
Made some fucking noise for D-Talk.
So I ended up coming down to South Dade with my grandma. I moved to P. Ryan first. So I'm a P. Ryan nigga at heart forever. You know what I'm saying? 177 and 104. Close by, Homestead Avenue. And From then in, I just been in South Dade, man. And then I moved to Richmond Heights as soon as the Hurricane Andrew hit. I don't want to tell y'all my age, but you know, I'm a young old nigga. So Hurricane tore my ass off. I got hit with the eye of the storm, so we lost everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like right there in Richmond Heights, roof gone, everything, no power. Dealing with the Metro Zoo animals, literally.
We bounced back though.
We bounced back.
Yeah. Chaos.
Go ahead.
Where the name came from?
My mama used to like just joke with me all the time, saying like I always caused a lot of chaos in school and chaos and shit like that. And then when she died, it was just this thing that my grandma couldn't say, because she would say it too, but my grandma was from Swainsboro, Georgia. Okay. So she would say chaos. So nobody knew what the fuck she was saying. So I kind of kept it. And then when I started doing music and poetry and shit, nobody ever called me by my rap names. I had different rap names. I can't even remember none, but they would always call me by my street name. So I couldn't shake Chaos.
Chaos stuff.
They would always either call me Grind or they would call me Chaos. So that's why all that shit kind of formulated.
So is it safe to say, because you said Grind, so was Grind before Grindmode?
Yeah, it was, because shout out to Robbie, shout out to other people that know me in here. They know me when I owned a magazine called the Grind Magazine. Like everything that I do has the word grind in it. I had the Grind Magazine, one of the biggest magazines ever in Miami, where I showed a lot of love to upcoming artists and shit like that. And then I had a web show long before they was doing vlogs. I was on the beach doing like a million. Yeah, before Grindmode 101, I had Grind Time TV.
Okay.
So then came Grindmode 101. So everything I ever did had grind. And then I linked up with the little crew and I was doing features with them. I wasn't in the group first. I always been solo down south. I had a big name down south. And I had a song called Goddamn that was huge down there. You know what I'm saying? We off in this goddamn thing. It's about to get off the goddamn chain. Everything that I said in that song had goddamn in it. But the radio would never play it because it had goddamn every line. But it was big in the street. And I was killing the open mics, clicked up with Rick Ross. Rick Ross was actually supposed to do the remix. But then in the midst of him signing the Slip and Slide, it never took place.
So this was before hustling.
Yeah, it's long before this open mic days, Miami Pipeline, Larry Dog, that whole era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So fast forward, how does Grindmode start? The group Grindmode?
Grindmode started because, like I said, I had a name and we kept crossing each other. You know what I'm saying? And it was about 7 niggas in Grindmode first.
Oh shit.
But a lot of people don't know that. No. And Trick, my big homie, I used to be actually in Dunk Riders first. It was like 11 of us. Briscoe was in Dunk Riders too. But it was like not winning at the time.
Right.
And I was...
What was it lacking that wasn't winning?
I feel like a budget.
Okay.
And it was new and just the chemistry with all those guys. It was supposed to be like a Miami Street Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so...
You saying it now, like that'd be...
Right. And I was around Berg and all them. Like when Berg was fresh out of like high school, he was still in high school, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Berg, shout out to head coach. But yeah, I started being around the group. There wasn't an official group yet. And then I started recording songs with them. And fast forward, we had a song called I Got That Yayo. It was a Dope Boy song. And it was big in Miami. But it was off of that Beetlejuice record. That I got that yayo, I got that yayo. And it was so big, but the radio wouldn't play that because we were talking about cocaine. Yeah. So they was like, nah, So it went from 8 to 5 to I just told niggas I wasn't feeling like if they wanted me in the group, I was like, this nigga got baby mama issues, this nigga going to jail, he always late. I was serious about this shit. I was around the originals, God rest the dead, Uncle Al. I learned a lot from him when he was alive. I learned a lot from Toro, God rest the dead, Bizzle. All us was around each other first. And you know what I mean? Some of the artists that I can't even think the name that was at our open mics, they're dead. So I took it serious and that's what I told them.
Right.
I was like, if I'm gonna leave the streets from what I'm doing to do this shit, I'm not finna take a chance at dealing with a bunch of liabilities. And I wasn't trying to be on no diva shit. It's just my
business.
Time. Yeah, it's about business. So niggas respect it. And we ended up with 4 and 4 led to 3. You know what I'm saying? So
the last before the final cut was 4 because you said what 7 and then
it went from like 7, 8 to like 5. Then one of them, you know, he started doing gospel rap. The last one, so we respected it. You know, his wife wanted him to, you know, do his little hallelujah thing, and I was like, you know, do your thing, baby. Right.
So you still run off the Fugees in Miami?
Sort of, man. Like we wanted to fit in that block. Like when you think of all those groups, and I'm quick to give that homage, man. If it wasn't no Poison Clan, it wouldn't be us. It wouldn't be no me if it wasn't for JT Money or the Trick Daddies or the Two Live Crews. Like I was looking at them trying to figure out how to grab the baton and keep it moving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that know me, they know I'm all about Miami and trying to figure out how can we take with 69 boys and keep it going. Like I'm a street nigga, but I love party music. You know what I mean? Because that's what Florida is. It's a party state.
Real day music.
The word legend. It makes you feel uncomfortable. You don't like to be called a legend. In my definition, you are a legend. But you know, what would you consider yourself? Without saying the word legend.
I don't even know how to call it. You know what it is? A lot of things still make me uncomfortable because I'm a down-to-earth person. Right. You know what I mean? So a lot of stuff still is weird. Like, we've toured all over the country. We've did shows everywhere. I've been on television. And it's still weird. You know what I mean? Like, at that time, it was weird. And even now, because it's like, damn, I'm humble, I'm down to earth. I want to connect with you on a personal tip. I want to connect with these people in here on a personal tip. But when it seemed too starry or, you da-da-da-da-da, I appreciate it, but some people like it be like chill, dog. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've had weird moments. Like I remember one time, like my great grandmother, she's deceased now, but I was taking her shopping, like, and this was right after 106 and Park, and I always take my great grandma shopping. That was me and her thing when she was alive, and I only had a couple more months left with her, and it was like a bunch of teenage girls, and she had my great grandmother lost a lot of weight, and we was in like I think we was in Winn-Dixie, and they almost knocked her over like, oh my God, you Grindmode, and then I was like, yo, this my great grandma over here, like she like motherfucking 87 pounds, bitch. Like, so I ain't got offended, but then I still have to keep that balance of which I don't offend somebody. But yeah, like those little moments, man, I be like, just relax,
so
man.
So you don't want to be called a legend because for your safety.
Man, I'm safe, nigga. Like I'm so safe, nigga. Like you know what I mean? But it's just a personal weird thing for me. Like, you know, like when I'm performing and all that shit, I just feel the vibes. You know what I mean? But it ain't like it's gonna make me pass out or too weird. But I still ain't comfortable yet. And I still feel like I haven't done enough. You know what I mean? Like other people say, oh yeah, but you did this and you got songs with this person. I did more probably than the average, but I still feel like I'm trying to get to that Ross, that Jay-Z, that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I don't want to say that I think you made something timeless. That's why I consider it being a legend because, you know, you can make a song, it could be a one-hit wonder, it could be played on the radio, but when you make something that's timeless, like literally, you can play I'm So High, Ecstasy, any, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it is, or today, and it's still going to be bumping. So I think that's what's considered a legend. When you make something that's timeless, you know, it's timeless music, and that's my consideration of it. You know, and speaking on that, let's talk about the movement. So the South Day Juk, Bean music, flea market videos, you didn't make the dance, but you made the dance hot.
You from South Dade, just like I'm from South Dade.
Yes,
Robbie Joe from South Dade. A bunch of my comrades from South Dade.
Got a couple people in the building.
Shout out to us. We the countryside of Miami. We the side that get forgot about. When you think about P. Ryan, Richmond Heights, Gould, Florida City, Homestead, Modella, Coconut Grove, Naranja, all that shit, that whole US 1 line, that shit belonged to me. Like when people wouldn't claim it, I was claiming it all over the country. See, you can claim something on your front porch, but I rep this bitch in LA, I rep this shit in Chicago, New York, I rep South Dade everywhere along with Miami, you heard me? And when I saw the dance, we had a couple dances that like faded because we never got that attention, man. You know, all the way back to like Funky Watusi and all them different dances. Like dances could have been big in South Dade. We creative.
Peanut butter jelly.
Right. So when South Dade Juk happened, I used to be in Gustos and Banana Joe's and shit, and I'm watching niggas who pop pills and on ecstasy. This before Molly and shit, and niggas is ticking and doing all this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, and I used to go to a lot of after hours too, and I ain't never want to go home. But
so it was a real drug. It was a real drug. Dance.
Right. It was mainly it was the druggies, and it was a lot of the young motherfuckers that's like 11 years old, 13-year-olds fucking that dance up. We had like 4 dancers actually, but the South Day Jook stood out to me. Yeah. And one day I was like, damn, I had dancers already. So I told them niggas to meet me at the flea market. I wanted to test I'm So High out. And at that time, this is a part of history that a lot of motherfuckers don't know. We didn't have a Jook song, but niggas used to speed up Bet That from Trick Daddy. Bet That. Niggas don't even know that part of the history, but that's what kind of, when I kept seeing that, them dance to the Trick Daddy shit, I was like, damn, that shit is something. So then I put it in the I'm So High song, and then I tested it out at the flea market. That's me video recording that shit.
Oh, so that was you that made that video?
Like I actually video recorded that. That's why I be laughing at niggas when they argue with me online. Like, oh, that's Carol Mar. Oh, that's US1. Oh, that's in Broward. I'm like, bitch, that's US1 NP Ryan. Right. It's my video footage. I got the original footage.
Let's argue. Let's argue.
But I laugh though. I laugh at it. It's funny, man, because everybody claiming they like, oh, nah, that shit in Duval. I remember when I was there when they shot it. I'm like, bitch, stop lying. So so when that video got edited by the person that do ringtones in our flea market, they put it together, and I was like, holy shit, this came out good. And it's crazy. That's when YouTube was born. Right. You didn't go to YouTube to get popping. I just put it on the, and that bitch started 1,000, 5,000, 20,000.
Before going viral.
Yeah, like you didn't go viral then. It was just, I just threw that shit on there because I ain't know where to put videos at. You didn't put it on Facebook. You didn't put it on Instagram. Instagram wasn't around. So when I put it on there, it helped speed up the process of the song winning. Because people liked the song, but then the dance, they was like, holy shit. You know what it's like? When I watched the Spot 'em Got 'em situation, the song was already hot to me. I knew about it before the dance. And then when Junebug started doing that, I was like, holy fuck, it's helping each other. I've been in that world already. So yeah, man, that's South Day Jook. And then I hear people say, you know, Miami Jook and
it's called South Day Jook.
Yeah, it's called a South Day Jook.
Let's make some fucking noise for the South Day Jook, man. Yeah. So do you think if Instagram, TikTok, all that shit, because you claim yourself to be the Twitter king back when Twitter was... Am I lying?
Right. Well, you been doing your research, man.
I don't work with the feds, though.
Yeah, you been doing your research.
I got friends in here that tell you I don't work with the feds. But do you think that if TikTok and Instagram and all that shit was out now, the song would have went further?
It did good then, and it's doing better now because we just like revamped it last year.
Okay.
And then boom, it went up another 3 million views on Ecstasy and another 3 million views on so I'm still getting checks. I ain't worrying about
so
the fuck.
When you did Ecstasy, did you work with Chipman?
How the story go with that situation?
Yeah, I want to know.
Like he did it first, and I've always fucked with Chip, man. Like Chip, man, is a legend, man. Clap it up for him, man.
Let's make some noise for Chip, man.
That nigga like.
If you don't know who that is, you're not from Dayton.
Yeah, like if I had it my way, we'll clap the whole night because there's so many people that I could pay homage to, man. Like, because I feel like when people talk about me, I can talk about other people because they play a role in, and Chip, man, play a big role in a nigga situation. And I want to see him further. So what happened was I seen the Beam record snapping, and we all kind of agreed like, damn, we should revamp it and make a song like, because he doing a break beat that be fucking up the jam and killing the clubs and parties.
Where did that song come from? Hey, if you don't get this right, you gotta take a shot. A vodka. Shout out to Bolt Vodka.
What you mean, the On and On from Iman?
Oh, okay. You know your shit. Okay.
Stop playing with me, man.
Where's Iman from?
Don't do that. Listen, don't do that. But the reason I know that because of legal reasons. Okay. I had to know that. Yeah. So Chip Man did the song, and at that time, Sam Sneak wasn't signed, and we was using Sam Sneak with us, you know, as much as we could. This when the chirp was big. This if you really know about like Jam Squad and all that shit. He was one of the biggest motherfuckers in Dade County, like Sam Sneak and Chip Man. And we was trying to put all that shit in one sandwich together. Right. But Chip Man, we could never get up with this nigga. Like he ghetto famous. So he hard to get up with DJ Chip Man. So we just like, it never happened, but we still paid him homage. And then Sam Sneak isn't the Sam Sneak that he is now. He was just known for mixtapes and shit like that. Salute to the DJs. Nah, he wasn't even known for juking. No. Like we put him up on that. You got to keep in mind, I'm the only nigga in Grindmode from South Dade. Okay. So when you hear that, can you South Dade jug? That's the stamp I was trying to put. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like my other group members from Oberlock and Carol City. I'm the only one from South Dade. We had a battle with that in high school because South Dade used to claim that shit, and then like now Homestead High School did it, like South Dade, Homestead, whatever. Because it's called South Dade jug. So South Dade school tried to like say, oh, this is our shit, right? Nah, it was just I was just saying the whole South Dade County because that's where we do it. Like when I went to North Miami, I never seen nobody juking. Right. It was our thing. You know what I'm saying? Florida City on down to Coconut Grove, actually. So yeah, that's the whole history with the Chip Man shit, and you know the rest is history. And we just went to fucking these clubs up and doing shows with Sam Sneak and Ross already wanted Sam Sneak, but that kind of helped it. Like holy fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
it's safe to say that Sam Sneak's light got put on with that.
A couple people did. A lot of people don't know that Kid Cudi situation. If you Google Kid Cudi was known out there like on the West Coast, but it was the Maui Wowie song. He rapped on top of I'm So High, and it's in I'm So High, Maui Wowie. He made a smoking song. And people on the West Coast don't know about Grindmode at that time. So they thought that it was totally his song. And then Kanye West heard about fucking him, and I was like, holy shit. This nigga like niggas owe us homage, man. Like stop playing with us, man.
Make some fucking noise for Grindmode in Dade County, man.
Right.
We putting motherfuckers on without even listening.
Right.
So, is that when you knew you were global, or when did you know Grindmode was fucking global? Like, what was that one thing that said, yeah, we global?
It's several things. Like, all right, the Sexual Seduction record with Snoop. They always play our songs together because if you notice, when Snoop was down here and he said it in an interview, I gotta find that shit. He said, niggas was like, dawg, you so gangster, you so crip, you so street. Where the fuck you came with that? That's not Snoop at all. Right. He said, I was in Miami and I used to get high. I was smoking and getting high, and I heard this shit when I was in Miami, like a vibe, and I just tried to match it. So that's where that shit was born at. So that's why if you ever notice that DJs always play, you know, that Sexual Seduction, they run into I'm So High. That's us all day. You know what I'm saying? So Snoop, you owe us a check, nigga. Stop playing. But on that answer, like when they start playing us all day in 99 Jam, just before 103 the beat wasn't here yet. So when they start playing I'm So High on 99 Jams and Power 96, I was like, holy shit, we might be out of here.
Pep rallies, bar mitzvahs,
like everywhere. And then it wasn't a limit, like I'm telling you, man, like I'm a street nigga, man, and I was just taking a chance on a record like that, right? And to see white people and Hispanic take to it deeper than us, especially with the Power 96. Power 96 kept us busy. And I was like, fuck, man, I'm looking in the crowd and I'm like, nigga, we doing Cayocho right now. What the fuck? It's like motherfucking 30,000 Chicos in this bitch. And they don't know English, but they know I'm so high. I'm like, they're like, hey, Papo, hey, I'm so high. I'm so high, boy. Hey, let me tell you something. That shit is caliente, Papo. I'm like, what? What? You just got to America today and you what? I was like, oh, we the fuck out of here.
You know what grabbed their attention?
What's that?
The dance.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, then they heard the song and it was just a full vibe.
Right.
I gotta commend you because I found, and this I didn't know about you, but when you was grinding and you was coming up and you were touring, you actually brought people like Iceberg, Black Dollar.
Facts.
You went and told people like, you know, I got this opportunity. I'm moving this way. Y'all follow me, jump on. You said something about, you know, throwing gas money.
Right.
Getting them to, you know, vibe out with you. And I respect that because, you know, a lot of people talk shit about Miami being this place where it's like crabs in a barrel and people don't help.
That's not true.
And you know, what made you want to, you know, put the city on? Was it just you being chaos, or was it I want Dade to shine?
It was more like Dade, like, and if you look at my track record, like, you'll see that I owned a magazine first. Mm-hmm. When I owned that magazine, that was around the time I was running with my Uncle Larry Dog. Shout out to him, doing all these open mics and shit. But in my magazines and every issue, like, you'll see Piccolo on one cover. I gave T-Pain his very first cover. Shout out to T-Pain.
Khaled.
Niggas ain't even know. Gave DJ Khaled his very first cover. Like, nobody knew what this A-Rab from Dade County looked like.
Right.
So him and K Fox never been on a magazine cover. I was a young nigga in this bitch. You don't understand how young I was, like, just being a student of the game and still trying to figure out how to contribute.
Right.
Like, when I say pay my dues, I mean actually pay my dues, not pay for my dues.
Right. Niggas
don't understand that. Like, niggas trying to pay their way through, and that's why the respect come. Like, I can go in anybody's hood, it's no pressure. You know what I mean? With $1 billion worth of jury, and I ain't worrying about nobody. Cause I give you that love, I get it back. Now, if you cross that line,
different story.
It's a different. The rap shit stops.
Then we gonna remind you why we from Dade.
The rap shit over. But like, that came from, I was already seeing the void in Miami.
Right.
So with me doing that with the magazine, I seen how many plugs I got, and I brought it back home. So see, I always been Robin Hood. Like, I steal from the rich and bring it back to the poor.
That's right.
So everything, like with the magazine I learned, I brought it back home. I would have little meetings with niggas down south. You know what I mean? Like, long before niggas knew, we didn't have no record pool meetings. So I pay to go to these record pool meetings, learn from everybody else, and I come back home with it. So then I did a web show. Flo Rida got one of his very first interviews from me.
And this before podcast.
Yeah, like, niggas ain't even like want to fuck with Flo Rida. That's a fact. Like, at that time, it was about Ross Briscoe. You know what I mean? Like, the city was fucking with Trick, Trina, like certain things, so they wasn't seeing Flo in that. They didn't know how to even move him. Right. He performed Birthday Cake on my shit. Anything that I'm saying is law, is facts. You could be a fact checker, and I could post the video footage. That's why a lot of times, if you look at my Instagram, they be like, damn, boy, I ain't know you did this and that. And I do that to show you, like, nigga, I ain't new to this bitch. Like, like, so with me going on the road, when I first got to New York for our deal, Akon wanted to sign us first, but Akon went to Africa, and he was like, bro, like, I'm on the phone with Akon and Tony Neal, I swear to God, and you know, big shouts out to Big Teach. Like, I learned a lot from him too. Like, he showed me a lot. You know what I mean? But long story short, I was supposed to sign Akon first, and he was like, nigga, your verse on this bitch is crazy. Like, he was like, do not sign no paperwork. I'm gonna fly y'all out to LA in like a week. Man, Akon was gone for like a month. He went to Africa, and he's always in Africa, like, doing shit. You see he doing the stuff with putting electricity and shit like that. He always been like that, but I always run into Akon, and it's just, I didn't want the momentum to die. So when we went to New York, fast forward, every meeting I had, J Records, Bad Boy, Jive, Def Jam, that's when Shakira was alive. Shakira killed herself. That's why I had a meeting with him and Jay-Z, because Rick Ross was trying to rebroker his deal when he was with Po' Boy and Slip and Slide. A lot of niggas don't know that. He had a Def Jam single deal. So Ross like had bigged up us, because he had just did the remix to I'm So High. Right. So he was like, man, some niggas in Miami cleaning that fucking city up. And the only person to ever do what we did before us independently was Pit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pitbull.
Let's make some fucking noise.
Yeah, man.
Independence is real.
Yeah. So I took a lot of niggas on the road. I took Biz on the road, God rest the dead. Dunk Riders was popping at that time, but it was kind of all over the place. So I took Iceberg to like Pensacola, Panama City. I wanted to get the sound like that COA Baby, Black Dada, all these niggas. I wanted to get the sound somewhere else. Right. I didn't want it to be like, oh, it's by Grindmode. I wanted them to know, nigga, when you look at the Source Awards and MTV Awards, I wanted you to get that vibe. When we stepped on stage, the same way we was at open mics, open mics in my era, we knew all each other shit. Right. Like when you went on stage, nigga, I bought your CD from you. I wrote it for a couple of days. When I came back to the open mic next week, you performed, nigga, we treated this nigga like he was Plies. We treated him like Kodak Black. That's the difference. Niggas these days got egos. Yeah. But in that time, niggas knew Grindmode shit and we knew Under Surveillance. We knew Bizzle. We knew Ball Greasy. That's why Ball Greasy repost my shit. I ain't cut no check to him. Yeah. He just know that we all came up together win. You know what I mean?
Grind.
Yeah, like same grind. So I took niggas on the road, man, like just to get them outside, the Buster Freeze, under surveillance, ball greasy. Took them niggas to Georgia and say, listen, Miami got a fucking sound. It ain't just I'm so high in ecstasy. It's a lot of other sounds. So, yeah, man, salute to Dade County and salute to all the movements,
Let's
man.
make some fucking noise for Dade County, man. Again.
Right.
So check it out. Before we get into, because we're going to play this game real quick called This or That. I want everybody to, if you got a drink in your hand, I'm going to give this shit right here to my mom because my mom's birthday's today. My mom's 50th birthday's today. So I want you to grab your cups, take a shot, take a drink a smoke, whatever, and let's make some noise for Mama Litty.
Right.
All right. So, Chaos, this or that. I'm going to ask you
shit.
two things. You're going to say this, you're going to say that. Let's just jump straight into it. Original made beats or sample beats? This or that?
Original made beats. So this. Right? I've been drinking Balt, so I'm kind of.
Shout out to both. Southern both.
All right.
Flying on tour or bus tours?
Fuck me.
You got crazy tour stories? What's the craziest tour story?
The craziest tour story. The craziest show story that never made the news that I thank God and we still free is Grindmode got in a shootout in Palm Beach. I can talk about it because it's past 7 years. And a promoter played with our money. And he was talking Creole, but he don't know all my DJ, my security, my shooters, my gangsters. He don't know that we all Haitian. I'm the only nigga that ain't Haitian, but I act Haitian on stage, bitch. So we packed the club, and that nigga played with that money. And I'm from Dade County. We don't play with money. I forget that I rap real quick like this. I be like, niggas had to, hey, boy, you a rapper. I be like, no, I ain't, bitch.
Chill.
So it turned into a fight. Then it turned into him grabbing a gun from somebody who was coming out the club. He was drunk on pills. Long story short, he got shot 4 times. So stop playing with us. Bow. That's the moral of the story. We good, all us free. I had to drive the tour bus through a lot of back streets.
You drove the whole bus.
I drove that bitch. Nah, that's the funny. I got bullet holes in my tour van right now that I never fixed. Cause I thought it's funny now. It wasn't funny then.
You still got it in the van?
Yeah, man. I still got that van. I took the shrink wrap off. But I still got it. Yeah. They came through the window. I swear to God, I'm going to post that bitch and I'm going to tag you. This on God. When I go back down south, I'm going to tag you. It's a bullet hole that went clean through my rearview mirror and went through the side of my van. I swear to God. I never tell that story because I wanted to wait for at least 7 years to go by. And plus, we wasn't in the wrong. Like, we shot back, so, you know. He lived, you know, thank God for you. But your grandma was praying for your ass. But, yeah, man, shout out to him, man, you know. But that's one of the craziest stories. We done had a lot of crazy stories, but
think that one takes the cake.
Yeah, that's the craziest.
Football or basketball?
God damn. I'm gonna say football.
Because Jordan doesn't play anymore.
Right.
Movies or TV shows?
Fucking TV shows. I hate Netflix and Hulu, man. I done got addicted. I would be a whole lot richer if you take that shit off my computer or on my
What's your favorite show right now?
Wentworth.
Wentworth?
Yeah, niggas don't know about Wentworth. You fuck with Wentworth?
Anybody know about Wentworth? Make some noise for Wentworth.
Listen, I don't watch Orange is the New Black 100,000 times. So now since I'm tired of Orange is the New Black, I watch a lot of comedies too, like The Office and shit like that.
Shout out to Office. Any
kind of documentaries, like when niggas survive outside and kill deers and fish, I like them kind of things. But Wentworth is like where they from, Australia or UK? They the Australian version of Orange is the New Black, and I'm addicted. I'm trying to get about this interview so I can finish watching by 5. No, I'm being serious. Don't ask me no question. You don't want the facts.
Have you ever seen The Chi?
The Chi?
The Chi.
What is that?
The show. It's a show on Showtime. It's fucking awesome. So if you like shows,
man, text that to me,
check
man.
Out The Chi.
You about to ruin my life, man.
Hey.
I binge watch a lot of shit while I be editing footage and doing stuff for my TV show. So
I'd rather you do that than shoot up a tour bus.
Nah, man. We passed that life, man. I'm a family man now, sort of. You know what I'm saying?
So if everybody didn't know, let's make some fucking noise for Bobby. Bobby Schmert is free.
Yeah.
You think he's one of the real ones left over in the game? He did all that time, didn't snitch on nobody, didn't snitch on his boy, did an extra 2 years.
It's that, but he just got that energy, you know, like real ones know real ones. So shout out to him. Shout out to Kodak Black Home. Shout out to, you know, Rowdy. I also want to dedicate this whole episode to Prince Marky D, man. That's family right there. You know what I mean? Like he did a lot of dropping knowledge on me, man. So all those people that came before me, man, that implemented in my life, man, I never do interviews without talking about like Dewberry. That's one of the biggest promoters we ever had in South Day. Like if it wasn't for him putting me on all those flyers, niggas thought I was bigger than what I was in South Day. See, fame never really fazed me because I always been popular. Like these niggas who act goofy and shit like that, when they pop off, it's like they ain't never had no attention. I always had attention. I was making money when I was young, doing my street thing. Then, you know, I always did other things that keep attention. And I never wanted attention. I just get it by just being a thorough nigga. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, definitely shout out to Dewberry, man. He played a major role in my life, and just I'm just proud to say I've been around the big wheels and, you know, certain people that laid bricks in this city.
Right. Meek Mill. Shout out to Meek. The Kobe line. Is it insensitive or is it hip hop?
I'm kind of on the fence. I understand why he said it lyrically, but I feel like once Vanessa got offended, I feel like he should have went at it a little better and smoother. Cause I remember seeing the first tweet where he was saying like, yeah, he a savage and so on and so forth. I get it, bro, but you know, like we ain't there yet. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all this time that went by and we can't even talk about slavery in no kind of way. Right. Nigga, so you know that's real. Like, but then I'm scared because I watch a lot of battle rap. Shout out to all the URL lovers out there. I hate when they try to silence niggas too much, but you got to keep in mind there's still that thin line where some people don't think it's funny, some people don't take it for lyrics. No different than the homie who was battle rapping and he dissed the homie and he had his auntie's obituary. He was like, oh, fuck this bitch, and they killed him. Right. It wasn't even 7 days, bro. Right. Like, but the niggas that's around him don't rap. And you know, we all got them.
Pick and choose your battles, and whatever you pick, you better be ready for the pressure.
Right.
You know?
So that's really what it come down with him. He got to be ready for what comes with it.
You tricked the internet about a year ago, maybe two.
What I did?
You tricked the internet.
What I did?
You told people you were having twins. You got 4 boys.
4 boys.
You ain't get no girl.
Yeah, man. I need to try though.
Are you done? That's what I was gonna ask you. You done? More kids?
I'm done, man. Kids annoy me, man. I already told you why
I want you to tell the people.
I'm only here like I had canceled this interview, but then my 5-year-old kept talking to me and like he want to play Mortal Kombat, fuck me up on that damn Nintendo Twitch, and he had whooped me. I ain't gonna lie, he talk shit, but he a nerd. And nerd shit worse than street shit, bro. Cause he be talking this little Fortnite shit, and he 5, and I be snapping sometimes. And my autistic son, he be a lot of people don't know I got a son with a disability, but he be trying me, bro. So I was like, fuck that shit, fuck all y'all. I got on my Tupac shit. Said, fuck y'all. I got somewhere to be anyway, bitch. By the time I come back, you niggas gonna be asleep anyway. So I left the crowd, left them niggas, man. I came here, bro. Like I wasn't gonna come do this interview, but my kids, man, I don't like them. Man, I love them, but I don't fuck with them.
You listen, that's a fact.
Like I beat their ass, but I ain't gonna let nobody else fuck them up.
Facts.
But if the fight happen and you jump in my son, I punch my son, and then I'm gonna split it up and I'm gonna beat up the other kid.
Let's make some fucking noise and still whoop your kid's ass.
Yeah, I got you. I'll fight your kid, nigga.
No child abuse. Don't come and fucking knock on my door.
I don't give a fuck. I'll beat your kid up. I don't care. I'm
gonna give you a funny story about my son. So my son, he thinks I don't know he curses.
Shit.
He's 10. I mean, he knows the fucking vibes. So, he came to my room pissed off, and he showed me. He took a picture with his phone. He's like, they canceled my PlayStation Network account. Blah, blah, blah. Wow, they banned me. So I read it, and that shit says indefinitely. So when you do something and it says indefinitely, that's permanent. You fucked up.
Right. So
I was like, bro, what'd you do? I said, you cursed because that's the only thing they're gonna cut you off on.
Right.
I wrote a bad word by mistake. So me and my baby mama not talking, but she this how I know it's serious.
Right.
She calls me. Your son saying bad words on the internet. I said, what you talking about? So he told her. He didn't tell me.
Right.
So I went to the room and I was like, bro, I'm gonna let you say bad words today. And he's like, wait. He looked at me crazy. I said, I want you to say I fucked up.
Right.
And he looked at me crazy.
Don't fall for it, G.
He said, I said, yeah, you fucked up, you dumbass. Because now you need to understand that everywhere you go, somebody's going to be watching you. That's
true.
And you can't fuck off.
Right.
So
that's a fact.
Make some noise for stupid kids.
Right. They still making noise for stupid kids.
Stupid kids. Oh,
for real.
Is it hard being a single dad and in the position, grinding the way you grind right now?
It's like I got a little rider with me. She the truth. My oldest son, his mother passed, so I'm doing the best I can. Luckily, he's at an age where now he gotta fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I tell you, like all my kids, they nerds, man. Like, and I like that shit because if they was like me and they mama when we was growing up, like,
you would have really beat their ass.
Yeah, I would have felt like I failed. And it's just like what I've said plenty of times, like, I was involved in a lot of shit. I said, I sold dope. So my son selling drugs, like I lost, I failed, bro. Like, but if my son selling stocks, nigga, I won. You heard me? Like my son in the Forex, I won, nigga. So that's it's about changing the hustle.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like the weed I might have been selling in high school. Now let's figure out how to incorporate that and get a dispensary.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or get a strand and then distribute that the legit way. That's the difference between this era and my kids' era. So man, I'm happy by what's going on. Like I lost my parents young, so he knows that, and my oldest is like, damn. Now I see what that pain feel like. So that pain is molding him into a better man. So that's all we could do right now.
Oh, shout out to your son. I think you're doing a good job.
I'm all right.
You're doing a good job.
I give myself a B. I'm all right.
I'm at a C right now. I just let my son curse the other day.
Nah, you're going to get it back, though. You're going to get it back.
With my daughter, that's another story. I'll wait to talk about it on your show. What's your relationship with Grindmode?
Grindmode is tricky, man. The 3 is tricky, man. My Haitian going to be my Haitian forever. The one that's left over, I don't know, man. Like, I think we got a box, man. I think I got to take that boy behind the building and fuck him up. It's the first time I'm saying this. Let it be known. I got to fuck that boy up real good. Yeah, and then I got to bring him back down because he don't understand. Like, people want Grindmode. They don't want just you. Right. So if I'm forced to just do Grindmode chaos, I do that. And I'm going to win because a lot of the plays that happen, like, it's because I made them happen. And I ain't trying to be conceited or nothing, but sometimes, this is what I'm taking out of this. Sometimes, I don't care if it's a relationship, business, girlfriend, boyfriend, nigga, your kids. Sometimes you got to stop doing some shit for a nigga and let them teach, like, bitch, now you see this shit ain't working out for your ass. You heard me?
And then box.
Yeah, like, and then box. Like, I believe in boxing. Like, I want to take him now, shout out to Dada 5000, I need to take him to that gym and fuck that boy up, like, bro, with a capital F.
We got a lot in common. Like, we were saying this before the show. So you want to hear my offer?
Yeah. What's up?
So I got a lot of pressure on my baby mom, and I told her, let's go to the gym and box. And I told her for 2 rounds, I won't hit her in the face.
Right.
But she can hit me in the face. And I told her, if we box it out for 2 rounds, I won't have no more pressure with her. You think that's cool or it's domestic violence? What do you think?
Nah, just don't video record it.
No, she got to sign a waiver.
Whip her, man. Punch her all in the stomach, man. Yeah. Like, shift them organs, man. Do that. Like, you got to do that sometimes.
It's not domestic violence.
Yeah, man. It ain't domestic. Just hit on the top of the head and under the chin.
You can't head.
On the top of the head and the ribs.
No headshots.
Them body shots hurt worse than the nose and the face. Boy, you got to punch in the rib. I ain't say that, man. Don't put those thumbs down. I done lost 90 followers fucking around with you, nigga. All of them was women. But yeah, man, nah, we ain't into no abuse. I ain't got no exes that can say I beat them up. I beat them up with them words though. Like I know how to hurt you.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. So, sometimes I just subtract myself and show you, bitch.
Yeah.
Now figure it out, bitch.
Success is a motherfucker.
Yeah, like
it pisses
for real.
A lot of people off.
Yeah, it will.
Being signed to Universal. How was it and how did it end?
$1.2 million.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand that's a loan. Don't get it fucked up. I'll say it again. Like, before we got signed, they was giving out single deals. So for Grindmode to get that deal, what happened legally, what made the shit complicated, and I'm still, mad at one of them niggas that I need to box, is nigga did a lot of fuck shit behind a nigga back. Like, I don't speak on it, but I'm in that space where I'm like, I'm not finna like lie about nothing no more. I'm not finna run from it either. Nigga did some janky shit and the nigga know what they did, you know what I mean? And that fucked up a situation. But the long story short, when we got that $1.2 million deal, it's already broke down how it should be spent with wardrobe, traveling, radio budget, tour budget, per diem, wardrobe, videos.
So sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
What did you get out of the three people? What did you get at that one point?
Man,
after everything?
My first check was only $10,000. When and it depends on what if you're a hustler, $10,000 is workable. Yeah. I just knew what to do with $10,000. I went out the street.
Flipping grip.
I went to sell a lot of snacks and shit. Yeah. So, I'm a Job Corps nigga. I know how to, you know what I'm talking about? Know how to sell a lot of cigarettes and you know what I'm saying? Like Roman noodles, bitch. So I know how to get by. So I took my money and did the right thing. Shout out to Big Teach. When I got my first check, after, I bought my ex a dog, a West Highland Terrier, because that's what she wanted. Once I bought her a dog, the rest of that money, I swear to God, I put it in things like a laptop, a BlackBerry at that time.
Invested.
Yeah, like I put it in, and Teach made me do that because Teach was still just coming off of managing Pitbull. And Big Teach is from down my way. If people don't know who Big Teach is, that's House of Mac. Okay. That's the guy who owns House of Mac. Okay. Yeah, House of Mac is Big Teach. Like, but he used to manage Pitbull. Okay. So I even still got his the media that I record when I was in the hotels. I would record drops and shit. That was Pitbull shit. So he gave it to me because Pitbull bought a better one. But anyway, long story short, like I just took my first 10 grand and I put it towards something. We got money sporadically, but I made a lot of money from shows and features and things like that. You know what I mean? So like one thing about the music industry, there's so many ways to make money. It was ways to make money then, but now, nigga, you could fucking start a panty company or a t-shirt line or do some merchandising or cosmetics. Like niggas don't understand there's so many ways to make money. Take this music and flip it. Don't just, cause the music money is nothing.
That's what I'm asking. So the deal money is shit. It's trash.
It's nothing, bro. Like it's never been nothing. And that's why a lot of people become slaves.
10 grand?
Yeah.
I think I fucked off 10 grand in like 2 months off for like an accident.
10 grand today is really nothing. It's like talking, you like when my grandma say, oh yeah, a whole soda costs 25 cents. I'm like, motherfucker, I need a time machine, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have fed the whole house with a pocket, right? Yeah, like for real. Like, so 10 grand then wasn't a lot, but it was all how you played it. And then it depends on it depends on how you work 10 grand, but that wasn't all I got. I was getting show money. We got a deal.
Well, I focus on that because people think that once they get a deal, like, oh shit, I'm rich.
Right.
And I want them to understand from what I learned. I'm not signed yet, but from what I learned is the signed deal is not.
Everybody's situation different because when we sat down with like basically Jay-Z and Shakira, they was trying to give us like $75,000 just to push I'm So High under Def Jam, but I canceled it. I'm the one who stressed that I ain't want to sign to Jay-Z. I'm going to tell you why. And everybody think it's crazy then, but now they understand it because Jay-Z was at Def Jam for less than a year. Mm-hmm. We didn't know his future, but I know he wasn't interested in Def Jam. Right. He just was the president. But at that time, when we walked in the office, I said, look at all these plaques and all these names. You got Ludacris, DTP, Titty Boy, da-da-da-da. You got Jay-Z, State Property, da-da-da-da. Every LL Cool J, all these legends at the top, you had a whole bunch of little niggas at the bottom. And at that time, LL was beefing with Jay-Z, and that made me uncomfortable. I'm like, this nigga is a legend. And he can't even drop his album when he want. I said, I don't want to be over here, bro, because there's too many people that's big. We can't be stars. Like if I'm the shit at being on a basketball team, I don't want to go with LeBron at. I just take a sucky team like the Knicks and just be the shit and build it up.
So it's a fact when they say you can't be a rapper, sign under a rapper?
You can. It just depends on the rapper. You know what I mean?
But you know the Drake.
But I don't know. Like, I think he does pretty good. But back on that situation, when I turned that situation down and we turned it down, Jay-Z left. And that's around the time he was working on Janet Jackson album and a couple things. But when Jay-Z left, Shakira took over. And then it wasn't even long and Shakira killed herself. Now, this is somebody we had a meeting with. sitting here playing basketball in a meeting.
Right.
Dog killed himself, and it wasn't even a year later. And I'm like, that was Jay-Z and fucking Shakir.
So why Universal? Why'd you pick
Universal Republic gave us like creative control. They gave us 2 album deal. Okay. That's what the $1.2 million was for. Gotcha. 2 albums, a budget for over that. And then we didn't have any competition. The only competition we had was our label mates was like rock stars and pop stars. And we had This Is the Way I Live, the Baby Boy nigga. Yeah. And we had that and I got that swag. Them was my label mates. I was like, oh yeah, I'm cool with this. Because it ain't no rivalries. It ain't going. So we met with J Records, Jive Records, Atlantic Records, Bad Boy, Diddy, Akon. Like it was a bunch of niggas we met. And then Slip and Slide kind of came later, and I was like, bitch, I wanted to be a Slip and Slide nigga so bad. I wanted to be a Po' Boy nigga first. Shout out to Po' Boy, man.
Make some fucking noise for Po' Boy.
Shout out to Po' Boy. I was mad, bro, because I wanted to keep it in my house. Like, I was like, if I don't get with Luke Records, right. And Luke wasn't even doing nothing, but I wanted to be on a Miami label. I wanted to, if I play basketball, I want to be Haslam. Like, I want to play where I'm from. Right. So I wanted to either be Strong Arm wasn't there, but Po' Boy, I wanted a Po' Boy chain so bad. That was the Miami Defo chain. If you got a Po' Boy chain, it was Rockefeller chain. Like, I'm like, damn, I wanted a Po' Boy chain. So I was mad that we had to deal with somebody outside, but I was like, I'm still gonna fuck with them. Yeah. Yeah.
Respect My Grind. Mm-hmm. You got it going right now. Shit.
Yeah.
I broke the number 1 rule.
You broke your own rule. You got to take a shot.
Yeah, after the show, I'll take a shot.
Right.
Respect My Grind.
Respect My Grind.
You got it airing in prison.
That's gangster.
How the fuck did you get that going?
By mistake. Video Mix has been on for years on television, and we on channel 8.4, especially after it changed from digital to analog. Mm-hmm. So what happened was, one day I was live and a nigga called from jail. A nigga called from Metro West and was like, hey, boy, nigga, hey. I'm like, whoa. First off, you can't cuss on my show. Second off, where you at? And I'm hearing all the, hey, man, let me talk to KIA. They about to fight over the phone. And I'm like, where's you at for real, though? Like, I thought it was a joke. But then once they started calling, other jails, Metro West, TGK, and Stockade watched me in jail on my television show. And that's back when it was Grindmode 101. And they would call live and the other inmates heard them. So, inmates be having cell phones in that bitch. Right. And then sometimes they do 3-way calls. So if an inmate, your brother call you and then you call me, and then my producer's in the back like, Robbie doing like, hey man, we got a TGK call, and I'll be like, I take it real quick. So if I'm talking about the new Kodak Black video, I'll be like, oh yeah, we got such and such, man. Tell them where you from. I'm up here on the 10th floor, man. Da, 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 da. And I always tell them, don't talk about your case. For real, because you could have shot my mama, like for real. I never let nobody, don't talk about your case, don't cuss on my show, don't rat on nobody, and that's pretty much it. Like, just try to keep it. Though
on the TVs, or you're just doing phone calls?
I do live calls, but now for this season, I held off on it because now we're going back to Atlanta. We had channel 40.4 in Atlanta. We got channel 8.4 in Miami, but April the 1st, we start back in Atlanta. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So once that happens, and we got Dayton, Ohio. So we don't just show in Miami. Like, we show
the drug spots, bro.
Yeah, we got all the trap spots. I requested it. I'm like going there, but okay, college, college park, all right. Yeah. So yeah, people from Atlanta used to call. They'd be like, "Man, KR, stop lying. That's really your family acting like they're in jail." I'm like, no, that's real inmates. Yeah. And the problem with that, let me say this, and we can get to the next question. The problem with that is, if I got an inmate at TGK and an inmate at Metro West, they can't call each other, but now they figured out they can talk to each other through the jails. Yeah, I mean through my show. So this nigga might call and be like, yeah, like niggas really done got beat up in jail because they spoke on my show and they send kites to each other.
You gotta be
over my head.
Gonna tell you,
like so it get real gangster on my show, like for real. Like I ain't fucking playing. Like, you know, like niggas really and it's what I say, man, don't talk about your case. Cause I had a nigga one time get beat up in the shower because he called my show. He about 21 and he was like, yo, KR boy, hey man, da 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 da. He was like, yeah, and I'm just leaving court today, man. I'm gonna be out tomorrow because I beat an M1 and blah 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 blah. I like hang up. Boom. And then when I hung up on them, the OGs called me like 15 minutes later when I was on a break. They were like, KR, we got him. We gonna. I said, don't hurt them too bad. Cause they not supposed to talk about no cases on my show. Right, because you could have killed anybody or you could have raped somebody. I don't want to hear about your case.
The way the internet works, you know, you don't want to be tied into none of that.
Legally, I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want to act like I'm promoting. And the correctional officers let me get away with a lot. So salute to them.
Gotcha.
For real.
What's the difference between, social media back then, social media now? So you have MySpace and Twitter. Now we got Instagram and Facebook. Well, what's the big difference?
Too many people want a phone in their hand. Too many people want to be seen. I think that's the difference to me. And it's a badass drug. Like some people should have a phone in their hand. Some people shouldn't. I came in a time where you got them little quiet chicks and it was all right to be quiet and sexy and they look sexy and not even saying nothing. And I mean that respectfully. But now it's like all these people want to be seen and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. But on a promotion tip, it's good. Because if you know that everybody wants to be nosy, use that shit. That's why I post so much stuff on my story because I know there's a few hundred people that's watching. Bro. So I just post shit for no reason because somebody gonna respond. If I take a picture of a baked potato, a bitch gonna be like, boy, you need to put some broccoli and cheese on that and motherfucking anchovies.
Yeah.
So then it creates
an opinion.
Yeah, opinion and retention.
Yeah.
So they're coming back and that interaction leads to, you know, better stats with the algorithm. So I understand that part.
A lot of people tell me like, oh, you're posting, you know, a lot of personal shit. Like, I just post everything on social media. At this point, I don't give a fuck. Like, as long as it's not disrespectful. Right. Like, I think that, you know, if you're trying to be something on the internet, you can't be scared.
Right.
You
That's
can't,
true.
You can't have something where you're like, I can't post this. As long as it's not disrespect.
Right.
I'm a firm believer in respecting. So as long as you're not disrespecting somebody or something. But other than that, talk your shit, have fun. I'm
like that. I post everything, but I don't get too personal because I don't want you in my business like that or feel like it's like that.
I think my business is only my kids.
I post my kids every now and then, but then I be done pulled it down. Like, I don't want you, don't think you too friendly. Because I've been out in public and people like call my son by his name and I'm like, oh look, bitch. Like, oh look, we ain't, like, that's where I ain't no rapper no more.
No,
like,
for sure.
Bitch, don't be talking to my son kids like we friends. Like,
kids is a cutoff.
Bitch, I beat you up out here, man, about my baby, man. Like
you said, you still fighting on guns.
Yeah, nah, ain't no guns. They around, but you know, not they legal.
Legally everywhere.
We got licenses, but yeah.
Shout out to the fucking Beehive. Shout out to Dawn. We got mad people from the Beehive here. If you from the Beehive, make some fucking noise. You in a couple movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been fun. My main thing, well, a lot of people know that I'm in City of War. Shout out to Kodak Black. He put that on his YouTube and we doing crazy numbers with that. It's like a sectional gang type of thing with a whole bunch of rappers that the director from Palm Beach put together. He put a dope script together and awesome effects, awesome storyline. Me, the role that I am, I'm OG Carter on there. Like I'm Mike Smith, big homie. Shout out to Mike Smith, Young Breed, and YD.
His birthday. Make
some fucking noise. Definitely happy birthday for that boy.
Mike Smith birthday. Make some fucking noise. See people looking at me crazy. Goddammit.
So yeah, that's up with City of War. Me and Gunplay. Gunplay, and somebody else used to rob banks back in the day, and I went to prison, came home, and now I'm like Ghost. I'm like,
this for the movie, y'all. This is not real.
No, this for the City of War shit. Like,
I want the YouTube people to know.
It's a YouTube series, so we do good. You know, I'm waiting for that to pick up. But Baghdad, a lot of people know me from. We about over 1 million views, man. I'm proud about that because it was like a low budget film. Curtis Ballard, he wrote and directed. We shot it in Back Blues in Opelika. And at that time, the year that I shot that movie, we had the highest murder rate in that project. One way in, one way out. Shout out to everybody from Opalaka. And it was hard shooting that movie because first off, that's the first lead that I ever did. Second off, them niggas ain't nothing to be fucked up with in the blue. So I was in that bitch with a movie gun and a chopper in my toy truck and a 38 in my boot, and I was like, nigga, I ain't dying in this bitch. So, but nah, shout out to everybody from the blues because once the movie was done, man, they treat me like Denzel when I come in that bitch right now because they see that, especially for the kids and the teenagers, they're like, damn, you did some shit that these other rap niggas are scared to come in here. Like niggas from Opalaka scared to go to the blues. That's on God. Right. Like, and then there's a scene that for when we trying to get on Hulu, if we put that shit back, if we get it on Hulu, we putting that scene back in where there's unreleased footage of Bizzle, Ball Greasy, and Iceberg. When I was getting my phone bugged by the feds, Bizzle like, man, with that old ass phone, and they're like, never been seen before footage, dog, of Bizzle and Button. This is when they dreads weren't so long. So yeah, man. So yeah, that tell you how long it was, man. But again, rest in peace, Bizzle, man. But that movie is dope, man. And I think the words help make that movie move because it got the word chaos in it and Baghdad. So it's always bitches getting killed in Pakistan and Baghdad. So they like, oh, there's chaos in Baghdad. So I got comments from all over like Africa and Australia, like, like, yo, they love that movie. Right. So, yo.
Who do you got your money on in Florida? Miami or Florida? Who do you say, yo, this guy is the next one?
It's so many, man.
Right, you gotta be
I don't have one, bro. Like I'm just betting on my state because this the first time since we had it that I see so many different versions of Florida and them motherfuckers winning. So I'm sitting in the stands like, and niggas calling me out the bleachers like, you know, to do features and shit like that. You know, whether it's the drill music, not gangster drill, but I mean like that FAMU football drill music where they be high stepping and shit. I love that shit. The juke movement is coming back and TikTok is fucking it up. Like we doing millions of views on TikTok right now because of our music and people getting it. But I can't bet on one person, man, because 1 minute it's about South Dade. I'm still so South Dade. I'm still Mike Smith. I'm still Rondo Smith. I'm still, you know what I mean? Like right, we so don't.
Hold on. I'm gonna cut you off. Let's make it easier for you.
Go ahead.
What show in Florida do you got your money on? Besides,
what show?
Yeah.
I got a TV show and I'm betting more on Litty. And I'm not saying that because I'm here. I said this because me and you have spoke more than one time. I like when like niggas that know me, they know I could be a quarterback or I could be a water boy. I don't have no, I ain't finna do that. I can get shitty, bloody, messy, muddy. I don't give a fuck. I've never been that guy. I've been on TV and out here selling magazines in traffic the same day. And bitches like, oh, you the nigga for, oh my God, I just saw you on TV. I'm like, bitch, is you gonna buy this magazine bitch for $2? Like, they thought I was out here like a crackhead. Like literally on 183rd and 441, niggas thought I was, but then that same situation, women respected it more because they was like, damn, dog, this nigga's so accessible, so touchable, and he's so down to earth. Like, he don't give a fuck. Like, he out here with Jordans, selling CDs in traffic.
I watched an interview where you were saying that you were coming out the club, the strip clubs, all that. Right. Bitches was drunk as fuck, and you was spitting game in the beginning, and then after that, they was walking out with a CD.
Right. So
guerrilla marketing.
Yeah, like guerrilla marketing, man.
Shout out to 24.
Man, that all the stuff that I told you is a fact, man. And you know, niggas know I ain't no brown nose. I don't gas nobody up. Like, I'm really proud of you, dog. And like, I feel like you don't get enough credit, not yet. But look at this team. Y'all clap it up for this team.
Make some noise for the Litty team, not me. The Litty team.
Because it's hard, like niggas don't understand. Every time you do an episode, that's a lot of structure, it's a lot of organization, it's a lot of time and prepping, it's a lot of event planning. Like this is an event every time you've been in here. Like I was in here with one of our artists, like people don't know I'm behind the scenes with the Florida Boy situation. And
Explain that. What's
Florida Boy? Florida Boy is me and my big brother by the name of Quan. He has a label called Florida Boy Entertainment. It used to have Jody Mode. God rest the dead. Jody Mode was one of the first artists from there. And I always wanted to sign with Florida Boy. But long story short, I ended up clicking up with him. And he got me doing management. And then we found Sadie Hendrix like, man, 4 years ago. He been signing us up for like 4 years. And he was a dope artist, but he needed a lot of dusting off and a lot of fine tuning. The Sadie that was on this show is not the Sadie when we got him. So
the Willie that's on this show is not the Willie when 24 grabbed me neither.
Right. So the consulting and the grooming and the molding, to see it when I watched him in front of these cameras on your show, I was like, damn, he came a long ways. Like, you looking at somebody that got shot the fuck up. Like, around the time we was doing the DJ Drama deal, this nigga got fucking infections from bullet holes and pus coming out. Like, not to go too deep into that, but I'm saying, like, he wanted to be in the studio that bad. That's what I'm telling you. This nigga was not even supposed to be out the hospital. And this nigga in here with an IV, like, I'm like, nigga, take your ass back to the hospital, man. You blacking out and shit in the booth, bitch. Like, so yeah, man, shout out to Seti. And I do the management for that, and he's one of our prospects right now, and he's winning. We got the A Boogie with the Hoodie record that we got this doing crazy numbers on the radio. 4-5. We got the Gunna video that we about to shoot that and real soon. We got the Jack Harlow record for his project Say Less. So yeah, and Jack Harlow is our label mate that's on Generation Now. But yeah, it's all about Florida Boy Entertainment, man. Like, we ain't getting enough credit, but we about to get it. So I know how hard it is to structure things like this.
I think you're a real Dade person. Like, I think successful Dade people are always behind the scenes. They don't walk out with it. Like, shout out to 24 and shout out to Robbie Joe, because they both, do big work behind the closed doors.
Vets.
And I think you're doing a fucking great job. And that's what I was going to ask you. And I didn't know that you was actually managing these people. So management is your
I do that. Yeah, I don't really want to do it no more though, because that's too much babysitting. Y'all rappers annoying as fuck. Y'all niggas.
So were you that annoying when you were a rapper?
Nah, I wasn't, because I was independent. Like,
you was shooting motherfucking buses up. Like,
man, chill out, man. Don't say that too much. People don't understand. So now, like, when I was doing that, I don't feel like I was annoying, but I did have to make a transition. Like, certain things I couldn't do. Like, if a nigga harm me or threaten me, like, I took threats very serious. You couldn't even joke a threat out your mouth. Like, my little brother knew who, like, two of them in prison right now for gun charges. They didn't have legal problem. But a lot of people that was around me that I was trying to bring. I think that's another reason I take this serious too, because I'm trying to get niggas out.
Right.
I got 20 brothers and sisters, man. Like, my daddy was nothing and everything.
20,
so
like literally.
literally. So now I'm trying to get a lot of siblings and family members, nieces and nephews out their predicament. So that's what keep me humble too. Like, I ain't rich enough to act bougie. Like, I ain't there yet. Like, I got 20
motherfuckers. You have to be Jay-Z. What do you mean?
Like, I have to. But then, they not all my responsibility. But like, when I used to go on the road, I make my little brother be my little gunman, and you doing security, you carrying bags, but ain't nobody just hanging and smoking and fucking partying with me, dog. Everybody got a job and a position, and that's what new niggas gotta understand too. Stop letting these niggas hang around, because the idle mind is a devil workshop for real. Like, you got these niggas that'll fuck your whole career up because for whatever reason, like, they don't respect what you got going on. So a lot of people see me move solo just for that reason. Like, if you're not on what I'm on, I need you to fuck around me, like, cause bitch, I'm coming home tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta come home tonight.
I mean, shout out to the Beehive. That's why we're always safe. Let's make some noise. Looking back at your career, from the come up to now, what do you think? There's had one thing that you could have did different.
I wouldn't change nothing, but I just, how they say smell the roses?
Right.
I would do that more. Like, some of the traveling I've done, I should have took a deeper breath in LA and New York and just, and I do more than the average. Like, there's plenty of times, like, I wasn't doing what my group was doing. When we was on tour, like, them niggas will tell you, like, I get up, I hit that gym, not now, but I need to get back on it. I hit that gym. After I'm finished talking to God, that's first and foremost. Like, I sit and I do a lot of, niggas think I'm crazy, but I be like walking and talking to God just because I know what he saved me from. I know that niggas was with me that are dead right now. They was doing the same shit I was doing. They was with me. I just left Jeff Jones when he got murdered. You heard me? That's me and Trick Homeboy. Like, it's certain niggas that was with me along this road.
Right.
So that's why I still don't feel so comfortable because niggas ain't here yet. I mean, niggas ain't here no more. You know what I mean? I'm still like weird. I be like, damn, nigga, you still dead? Like, I be like, death ain't even real to me. I be like, about to call. I got niggas in my phone that I ain't even deleted their number yet. You know what I'm saying? And they been dead for like 10 years. Like, it just keep going to new phones. But on some real shit, the best advice I could tell niggas is smell them roses, man, because you only here one time. Create as many memories as you can. So I don't really have regrets. And I wouldn't change nothing because I don't want to fuck up nothing else. And it made me a better person, a better father most of all. I could walk away from all this shit and be fine. As long as I get to, blow bubbles with my youngest son and slap box with my oldest son. I'm fine with what I've done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I traveled enough.
You had a good time.
Fucked enough women. Like I did. Oh damn, the microphone.
Let's make some noise for some good pussy.
Yeah. Let's make some more noise for out of towners. That shit different. It's less talking when you out of town. Like them women know they like, oh, I got you on my ringtone. Fuck that bitch over there. I ain't got no drawers on. What hotel you at? Like it go like that, and I be like, oh. But sometimes that ain't always a good thing, cause them bitches come with a lot of stress. Maybe stressful, but
you don't want an out of town baby.
Nah. I ain't never took that chance. Can't nobody tell you that.
I don't know. I don't know.
I hope if I did, I'm claiming them bitches on taxes. Next question. Let's go.
For sure. What's your message to the youngins? The young dudes trying to come up, young dudes in the street, all that shit. Because I think, sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But I do say all the time that, our youth, and it sounds cliche, but our youth is something that we really need to pay attention to because, the youngins right now, I think I'm 33 years old, and in my opinion, they're the most wildest I've ever seen them.
Right.
And there has to be some sort of change, and we can't change the world like Michael Jackson and do a whole "We Are the World" song.
Right.
But if they can hear it enough, repetition is the closest to God. One thing you could tell to the youngins, what would it be? On a positive note. Besides stay dangerous and go outside and all this other shit.
I think with them, I'm always talking because I'm sort of like a life coach, right? And because I hear the silent tears from them niggas that's locked up in TGK, Metro West, and Stockade, man, take this life a little more serious, bro. Because this niggas in there, that's locked up right now, they'll love to come home and they'll tell you, man, I work at Popeyes right now, man. Fuck selling drugs, robbing, fuck them home invasions. Like, I come home and work at Burger King right now for 100 years than to be in here and these bitches waking me up every morning. You gotta look over his shoulder. That shit sound good saying free such and such, but when niggas get locked up, ain't no JPay. Right. Like, these niggas love Instagramming and tweeting about that shit, but these niggas in there mad. Like, damn, bro, like, if you gonna fuck my baby mama, bitch, at least send me some stamps, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, niggas love to glorify jail and not glorify college or entrepreneurship.
Not so much the jail, the streets.
Right.
And street life is a myth.
Yeah, street life is it's old, man, because as long as gentrification going on, the streets is over. We all remember that you couldn't go to Wynwood at a certain time. Them Hispanics in that area, nigga, you couldn't be fucked up over there in Wynwood. Now that shit is like, nigga, I go there to go on a date, nigga. And chill, like that's the best spot to be in. Like, yeah, like you want some chill shit and have a vegan burger, bitch. Like, but there was a time you couldn't go in motherfucking Wynwood. Right. So now over time it's becoming the same. It's getting smaller and smaller. Lil Haiti, I just did a documentary. Shout out to King B. I did a documentary in Lil Haiti, and one thing he brought out, he said the flags are getting less and less. You see these Haitian flags getting painted over now. We losing streets and blocks, and Lil Haiti getting smaller and smaller. Because them white folks coming in here and they buying up everything when they should be doing black gentrification. Yeah, you scamming, you getting your scamming money, you still doing your little, drug thing. Man, take that money and put that bitch. All you gotta do is get your credit right. You could buy any house you motherfucking want.
Good credit.
You feel me? With good credit. So we gotta change our way of thinking. So young guys, don't think it's difficult to do nothing. Just get these questions answered. Stop riding around with these dirty ass pistols when you could take a class for $350 and 4 days you got your fucking license and now a bitch can't tell you nothing versus you having to sneak and hide it around, and then now you get a charge, bro. Like, it's certain things we got to be smarter on. That's all I want to say to them.
Hey, let's make some fucking noise for the youngins. Grindmode, Chaos. Shout outs. Any shout outs?
Florida Boy Entertainment, Miss Chaos, my kids, my city, Capping Magazine, Highly Unique Radio. I got a sex talk show on there. I be talking to a lot of freaks and OnlyFans chicks and porn stars and shit like that on Wednesday nights on the radio, and that shit get live.
Hater and the shitter.
Right. and I sell sex toys. Downtoplease.com. Ladies, if you need a vibrator from 3 speeds, 7 speeds, 12
got more
speeds.
than that. You got the oils.
I got the vibrating panties. I got the vibrating eggs. I got deep throat sprays, so you can't say you can't. You know what I'm talking about? Anal lube, so it ain't gonna hurt so bad. But yeah, man, downtoplease.com. Yeah, you know that's 7 streams of income to be a millionaire, baby. So you know I gotta keep doing. You know what I'm saying? Learn about these stocks, learn about these forex, and shout out to y'all, man. Again, man, I'm proud of you, bro.
Appreciate it.
No
the
joke.
Team, not me, the team.
Yeah, but you and the team, man, because it really take a lot to get like y'all gotta show a lot of the behind the scenes more, because people think that it's just okay, the Litty guy, or people think it's just Chaos doing this. Like I got a lot of people that work for me, bro, and even when they're not around, I still can work for myself because I know how to do everybody's job. Right. If I was playing football, I know how to stitch the football. I know how to make the Gatorade be the shit at what temperature. I'm that nigga. Like, I don't let everybody work for me. I want to learn every job or whatever. Right. But yeah, definitely shout out to that. Shout out to the autism world, man, because my son's autistic. So Autism Awareness Month is coming up in April. My son is on the spectrum. I never leave an interview without speaking on him. He's my fucking role model. I love him probably more than the rest of my sons. He get all my attention for real. Yeah, man. It's all our autistic kids are different. My son is 7 years old. He conducts himself like a 2-year-old, but that motherfucker gets smarter and slicker. Yeah. This nigga's like the Rain Man. Like, it's certain things like this weird by him, but it's funny because he's in a world of his own. I love trying to understand how he looks through his eyes, and it's awesome, man. Like, autism ain't nothing to run from.
No, I think autism's like, it's cap. I think they really smarter and they
my son be trying to trick me, man.
Yeah, be trying to trick us. I'm trying to say, bro.
First time I said fuck my son publicly, but that guy be trying to get over. Like, he wait for me to go to my room, and then I love my baby. I swear to God, I love him, man. I'm talking shit, man. But my 7-year-old has gave me an extreme amount of patience that only God could have gave him to me, and I'm so thankful every time I see him. Yeah, man, I am autistic, man.
No, he plays you like you know. I'm right. Dumb, you dumb.
That's what I'm telling you. I am, and he has his own clothing line too called beingimpact.com. If you go on beingimpact.com, he got the Autism Can't Stop My Greatness shirts. Like, so he got his own little movement, man. You know, I ain't paying him for everything. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm whooping him out of money. I'm a scammer.
The SSI checking on enough, right?
Nah, he living too good. I gotta bring that nigga down a notch. Like, that nigga got his own room on everything. Yeah. This nigga be like, you know, he probably in there watching porn at 7. I don't know what
we're gonna send this episode to him. Mm-hmm. After every episode, or after, you know, at the end of every episode, me and you look at this camera right here, because this is YouTube.
Okay.
And we say, you know, the fucking vibes. And then after we say it, we have the whole fucking crew, the whole everybody that's supported tonight. So let's start off by this camera right here. I'm gonna count it down, and then you're gonna say, you know, and you gotta say it with your chest. Like I was telling BTS, like if you don't say it with your chest, you're a loser. You don't know the vibes. So 3, 2, 1.
You know the fucking vibes.
So everybody, y'all got a drink or smoke, whatever the fuck it is. We're gonna count it down. I want everybody to drink, raise your drinks up, and say, you know the fucking vibes. 1, 2, 3. You know the fucking vibes.